Workplace conflict. Meet Stella and Phillips. Both of them are in a major conflict right now, discussing a performance appraisal of one of their team members, in which both of them, the way they approach the appraisal process and also the way they perceive someone's good and bad performances, has a completely different approach, basis on which they both, despite being their seniority, are in a major conflict. Towards the end of the conflict, even though they did not agree, but going with the process and complying to the appraisal system, they just kind of came to a midpoint. But towards the end of the conflict, what really came out was the blame game, where when their supervisor intervened, they both had something or the other to blame. For Phillips, it was about the system, the people around him, and specifically Stella, who he does not have any synchronization with her working style. This conflict was not new. Phillips has been in a lot of arguments with Stella for the past 3 years, and he was not like this before. He had always been a good performer and never been somebody who's a troublemaker. But the past 3 years were very different for Phillips after Stella joined his particular project and the conflict started. The issue here is not of Stella or Phillips. The issue here is of the two people, two individuals with different working styles, and because of which, why they both are in a constant conflict into a blame game and completely unaware of what really is at play. So when I and Philip started the coaching assignment for him, what I really helped Phillips was to put him onto a journey of self. This is what I call, this is a program that I run as a coach, which helps individuals, specifically mid-working professionals, who has been into a firm, into their jobs for a very long time, maybe even more than a decade, but yet find themselves struggling, stuck, or not really being able to find a clarity and direction into which area they need to move ahead. So this is where this program comes and helps them. In the case of Phillips, I had put him to this particular program wherein I wanted to help him first take an inward journey, because as I mentioned, in this particular case of Stella and Phillips, while I was coaching Phillips, there was not just the blame game which was at play, but there were many blind spots in Philip's personality and his working style, which he was completely unaware of, bringing him into conflicts with Stella all the time. Putting him into the journey of self, Phillips actually learned the many blind spots, the many areas he was not aware of, specifically how he was coming across to others and what really was at play. So he was put to some techniques that I taught him, at the same time some very case specific questions that led him to self-reflect and answer and figure out from his own inner self what exactly was the root cause of this behavior, this blame game, and what really was making him fall into conflicts rather than being productive at work. The journey of self gave a lot of insights to Phillips. He not only learned what was wrong, but a lot about his own self, which was deeply buried inside him. He understood what really actually led him, the triggers leading him to conflict with Stella. And at the same time, how he was coming across, not just to Stella, the way he communicated or the way he meant things which he actually didn't, but was perceived in a wrong way. His body language, his approach, his statements. While he got this insight, a lot of it also was connected back to his personal self. the way he has been brought up, and what really was the factors that made him behave the way he behaved. This brought in a amazing and a phenomenal change in Phillips. He understood not just his blind spots, but areas that he needed to improve on. So the basic outcome of this very brief coaching assignment was to help Philip with some clarity and direction as to where he is headed. Besides that, what was exactly leading to these conflicts? What was at play? And next time, if Phillips find himself in similar situations, what is he supposed to do and get out of it uh, in a peaceful manner, in harmony, not that he constantly is caught up into battles and being known as somebody who's more of a trouble maker rather than a peaceful employee. Today, Philips is leading a team of 300 plus people globally because he had worked very, very deeply at the blind spots that he was not aware of, which had added tremendous help to him progress in his career and also in his personal life. Friends, you can also start here. Sometimes, even a basic blind spot, certain things while we are unaware of how we are coming across to our employee or to people around us or to our supervisor, may not really feel that it's very important, but we never know. It could be a, a point of a new start where we may not be excelling and progressing in our career because of it. And while we seek help and figure out what really is at play, how we are coming across to people, and what can we do to really improve on these gaps, can make a new beginning and new start in your profession. If you find yourself struggling with such conflicting workplace issues, or you find that somehow or somewhere your problem, your issue is very similar to that of Phillips, you can connect with me on these coordinates and we can talk. Thank you.